Lakshman Samsari, Professor, St. Peter's Engineering College, Department of Electronics and Communication Engineering, Hyderabad. I would like to give a briefing about the topics in signals and systems because already I taught 5-6 lectures in this introduction part. Now I am going to talk about the following contents which are very important to analyze the signals and system subject for the student point of view. So now I am going to talk about the session contents are in the classification of signals and the periodic, non-periodic signals, energy and power, even and odd signals, and the casual and non-casual signals. So this is the very important session to understand the signals and systems, which we are going to talk about the classification of signals. So this is based on the nature of our time signals. So they are classified into the two categories. That is already you know that the continuous time signal and the discrete time signal. So here, what is the difference between continuous and discrete time signals? Generally used to take a continuous time signal means the signal will continuous without any errors. I mean without any discrete what we call the gaps or anything. The signal will be continue with respect to the time. That is called the continuous signal. So that is a signal which can be defined at every instant of time is called a continuous time signal, and it is represented as the x of t. You say that the time in between the minus infinite to plus infinite. Sometimes you may take the time which they are going to give some signals, sine wave or cosine wave like that. So therefore the time periods will be given t1 to t2 like that, or otherwise it may be 0 to 2 pi like this. So that is a continuous wave, but here x of t, which is the indication of the continuous time signal, which is indicated by the function of time, and the time in between the minus infinite to plus infinite. Now we'll coming to this the discrete time signal. Discrete time signal, which is indicated that a signal which can be defined at a particular instant of time, so that should be in sense of you say that what is a particular instant of time. You need to take actually this is the discrete time signal which is represented by the x of n, where n is the number of sequences. You say that so here it is in between minus infinite to plus infinite, and here n is called an integer actually. Again CT and DT signals are classified as the different types, I mean the deterministic and the random signal, and periodic and non-periodic signals, the energy and power signals, even and odd signals, casual and non-casual signals. So these the different types of the signal characteristics. So now in this session actually we will go to the tutorial also, some of the problems we have to solving. So here first you have to know what is the deterministic and random signal. So random signal means you cannot be give a particular shape or particular this one, that is called the random. But here if a signal has a no uncertainty of its amplitude at any instant of time, or if we can predict the signal at every instant of time, or if we can represent the signal as a mathematical function of time, then that signal is called the deterministic. That means there is no uncertainty. The certain signal, certain amplitude will be there. That is called the deterministic signal. But the random signal means quite opposite. Like you say that for the random signal, which we have generally, we call it as this is the randomness. Randomness means you say that this is you say that there is no particular certainty. It have the uncertainty actually. The signal is uncertainty. So that is called the random signal actually. If the yeah, so that means the temperature, noise, these all will come into the non-deterministic, or you say that the random type of signal. So therefore, which is not compatible with a particular certainty. So that is called the uh, random signal. You say that is one of the signal characteristics, right? It has uncertainty of its amplitude at any time instant. So that is called the random signal. Now we will coming to the periodic and aperiodic signals. What is the periodic? What is the aperiodic signals? Just you will observe that the periodic means the repetitions will be there actually. So that is called the periodic. So you say that here, what is the periodic? What is the aperiodic? This signal is very interesting. So here this is just you say that the periodic and aperiodic signals, if a signal has a definite pattern and which the repeats itself at a regular intervals of time is called the periodic signal. Just you observe that in the figure, and the first one is the periodic signals. These are first, second, third, fourth, same. Because it has some instant of time, it should be regular iterations, I mean continuity is there. So therefore, this is a regular interval of time which is having the signal is called the periodic signal, and if does not repeat at a regular intervals of time, then it is called the non-periodic or aperiodic signals. If you observe that this is a periodic signal which we are going to take, first one is a sine wave, which is the repetition of the signal is there. So again you will coming to this, the second figure, you say that this is a square wave, just like a square, not exactly square. This is the repetition of the signal, and here the third one is a triangular signal, which is the repeated with the instant of time t, and all are the instant of time should be there, that is the t in between the first and second waves, like this. Non-periodic signal, which is the not regular intervals, like so with respect to the time, so this is a non-periodic signal. Just you observe that non-periodic signal, which is a very vague signal is there, right? So now we will coming to that, the x of t is equal to x of t plus tau is equal to x of t plus 2 tau plus x of t plus 3 tau up to so on like this, which is again x of t minus 2 tau, which is again x of t minus 3 tau, like this. We will take a continuous time signal, x of t is equal to x of t plus mt. In discrete time, you say that how will indicate the discrete time, which is indicated by the n. So therefore x of n plus mn. Previously what we did for the continuous time signal, x of t is equal to x of t plus mt. So here the m is there, that is integer, but you say that the t in a continuous time signal and discrete time signal have n. So if the signal satisfies that the above condition, then the signal is a periodic with the period, where t is the time period, already know that, which is the time period 1 by hertz, or you say that the second per radian, like this, 1 by second generally you say that is a per seconds. So therefore that is the second per radian time period, which is indicated by t, and you say that in a discrete time signal where capital N is the number of samples. So this is about the continuous and discrete time indication for the periodic signals, and aperiodic is a little bit different. What is not aperiodic, that is called the aperiodic signal or non-periodic signal. So now the verify the simple examples of the signals given, the periodic and non-periodic, and the calculate the time period also here. Just we have to observe that x of t is equal to a sine of omega t plus theta. They are given, this is the problem. Just you have to take x of t they were given, then you are applying, instead of t you say the t plus tau or t plus capital T. So x of t plus t is equal to a sine of omega into of t plus t plus theta. So therefore that should elaborate that directly. You say that a sine of omega t plus omega tau or omega capital T plus theta. So again you may rewrite that the a sine of omega t plus theta plus omega tau. Let you say that the omega t plus theta equal to phi, you say that, then what you get the results, x of t plus tau is equal to the a sine of omega t plus phi, omega t plus phi. So omega t is equal to, you say that 2 pi n, you say that, where n is the integer from minus infinite to plus infinite. Then you say that x of t plus tau is equal to a sine of 2 pi n plus phi. So you say that a sine of phi. Because you say that n is an integer, you say that, for example, you take it as n is equal to 0, what happened? A sine of 0 plus phi is a sine phi, you say that. If you take a 2 pi, n is equal to 1 is there, 2 pi, 360 plus phi, sine of 360 plus theta, sine theta. So therefore again you will get like this. So a sine of omega t plus theta, which is equivalent to the x of t. So as x of t which is equal to satisfies the x of t plus t, then the given signal is a periodic with the time period of t. So therefore now you are going to find that t is equal to 2 pi n by omega. So therefore if you take n is equal to 1, what is the value of t? 2 pi by omega. For example, you take n is equal to 2, then what is the value of t? 2 pi into 2 by omega. So therefore pi by omega, like this. Just you have to understand, this is the periodic signal, the repetition of the exact intervals, that is called the periodic signals. So second example, you say that what is example here? Previously they were given a continuous time signal. Now they are going to give the discrete, because it shows that the x of n is equal to a sine of omega n plus theta. So therefore x of n plus n is equal to a sine of omega n plus omega naught into of n plus n plus theta. So it should be elaborate like that, a sine of omega n t, omega n plus omega naught capital N plus theta. Again a sine of omega naught n plus theta plus omega naught n. Let you say that omega n plus theta is equal to phi. So therefore x of n plus n is equal to a sine of omega n plus phi. Again you take it as omega naught n is equal to 2 pi m. Omega naught n is equal to 2 pi m. So therefore x of n plus n, which is equal to a sine of, instead of omega naught, what we need to write here, 2 pi m omega naught n instead of omega naught n. So therefore 2 pi m plus phi, which is equivalent to the sine a sine phi, a sine of omega naught n plus phi. So here you take it as x of n is equal to x of n plus n, then the given signal is a periodic, and you need to find the how many samples is there, which is indicated by the capital N. So n is equal to 2 pi m by omega naught. So here just you have to remember that we need to choose m as an integer to get a minimum integer value of for n. Okay. So this is about the discrete time signal, how we are need to find the periodic or aperiodic. So therefore the similar process is there, but there the continuous time, here it is a discrete time signal. So now you used to take actually what is the next example, just to see that third one, x of t is equal to e power 4 pi t. So how you are going to e power j 4 pi t? So already you know that e power j theta is equal to cos theta plus j sin theta, or cos theta plus I sin theta. So that formula you are going to apply here. Therefore x of t is equal to just you have to take, this is the, what is the formula? E power I theta is equal to cos theta plus j sin theta. So this is the formula actually. So therefore that formula you apply and you will get a cos of 4 pi t plus j sin 4 pi t. Now you may take the next proceeding is you say that since the cosine are a periodic with the time period, you say that the t is equal to 2 pi by omega. Here omega is the 4 pi because omega t, that is the, so therefore omega is equal to 4 pi. Now you may take the t is equal to 2 pi by 4 pi, which is equal to 1 by 2, that is equal to 0.5 seconds. Okay. So this is about the t value. Now we are going to talk about this is the answer, 0.5 seconds. Now x of t is equal to, what is x of t? E power j 60. The similar manner, j already is given, j e power j 60. So therefore j into half, which is again the same formula, e power j theta is equivalent to the cos theta plus j sin theta. So similar formula you are going to apply here. So therefore j into half cos 60 plus j sin 60, which is equivalent to the minus, so j term should be multiplied, j into j square, that is equal to minus 1. Therefore minus 1 into sin 60 minus sin 60 plus j cos 60, same as usual. But you need to take the t is equal to 2 pi by omega. So instead of omega here 6 in that equation, so you may apply here 2 pi by 6, which is equal to pi by 3 radians. And similarly, if you will take the another example, x of t is equal to sin pi t, x of t is equal to sin pi t, which they were given here. So this is the signal, and similarly you used to take x of t is equal to sin pi t into u of t. This is the unit step function is that both will be multiplied and you will get the resultant. So sin pi t into u of t, like this. So x of t is equal to sin pi t means that directly you may draw like this, because it is a odd function, sin means. So therefore at the origin the x of t is in a positive spike in the right side, but negative side it is a negative, indicates that a minus, and x of minus t. So therefore this is the first diagram. You say that this is the sin pi t, x of t equals sin pi t. And similarly you used to take, this is a sin pi t, this is a sin pi t actually. U of t is equal to this one, unit step function, both will use there. So therefore this here, what is the value? Here it is a 0, here it is a 1. So therefore this 1 should be multiplied to this is, you will get like this, 0 into this one is 0. So therefore resultant is like this. This is the answer for the given diagram. So similarly used to take the e power minus t. It is in both sides it will be there, minus infinite to plus infinite, because e power modulus t is there. So therefore the negative to positive both. So verify whether the discrete time signal are periodic or not. If yes, calculate the time period. Now they are going to give the x of n is equal to sine of 0.02 pi n. So here you say that omega naught is equal to 0.02 pi. But you need to find the samples. N is equal to 2 pi m by omega naught. Already know that. 2 pi m by 0.02 pi. So therefore pi cancel. 2 by 0.0 equal to 100. Therefore 100 m. So at m is equal to 1, the samples n is equal to 100. Okay. So now x of n is equal to sine 5 pi n. So here same similarly, what is the value? So here you say that omega naught is equal to here, this is the omega naught is equal to 5 pi. So therefore n is equal to 2 pi by omega naught. 2 pi m by omega naught. So 2 pi m by 5 pi cancel, 2 by 5 at 0.4, 2 by 5 m. So if you say that m value is equal to 5, then you will get apply that 5 and 5 gets cancelled. So therefore samples equal to 2. If m 5 aithe, if it is m is 5, then the samples will comes to 2, like that. And similarly, in the next problem, x of n is equal to cos 4n. Similarly, you say that omega naught equal to 4. So already you know that the samples are discrete time signals. So n is equal to 2 pi m by omega naught, 2 pi m by 4. 2 will cancel 2 times denominator. So therefore pi by 2 into m, where m is equivalent to the, for all values, just will observe that for all m, n is not an integer, so the signal is non-periodic signal, right? Non-periodic signal. So previously these are the periodic signals, but it is a, for all m, n is not an integer, so the signal is non-periodic signal. If you are coming to this, this is the x of n is equal to cos of 0.3n plus pi by 2, omega naught equal to 0.3. So therefore 2 pi m by omega naught, which is capital N, which is equal to 2 pi m by 0.3. For all m, n is not an integer, so that the signal is a non-periodic signal. If the m value n is not an integer, then what happened? The signal is a non-periodic, absolutely, right? So now verify whether the below composite signals are periodic or not. So here, if you will observe that the x of t is equal to sine 10 pi t plus cos 20 pi t. If you will observe that omega 1 is equal to 10 pi, because sine omega t plus cos omega t, like that you may observe omega 1 and omega 2, sine omega 1 t plus cos omega 2 t. So the values of omega 1 is equal to 10 pi, omega 2 is equal to 20 pi, already know that. Then you will take t1 is equal to 2 pi by omega 1, t2 is equal to 2 pi by omega 2. Now we will find the value of the t1 first. 2 pi by, what is the omega 1? 10 pi. 2 pi by 10 pi equal to 1 by 5. Similarly, t2 equal to 2 pi by 20 pi, 1 by 10. Both you got it. So now you will take the ratio of the t1 to t2. t1 by t2 equal to 1 by 5 by 1 by 10, which is equal to 2. Therefore t1 equal to 2t2. The ratio of the two time periods is the ratio of integers. So the x of t is a periodic signal with the time period of t equal to t1 equal to 2t2. So therefore t is equal to 1 by 5 seconds. So that is about the given problem, which is, it is a periodic because we need to take a ratio which it gives the integer value. X of t is a periodic with the time period of t equal to t1 equal to t2, right? So now used to take generally next problem, x of t is equal to sine of 10t plus 1 minus 2 cos of 5t minus 2. Similarly, you take 10t plus 1, sine of 10t plus 1, where omega 1 equal to 10, here omega 2 equal to 5. So what is omega 1? t1, 2 pi by omega 1. So 2 pi by 10, which is equal to pi by 5. Similarly, t2, 2 pi by omega 2, 2 pi by 5. So t1 by t2, you may again apply that. The ratio of t1 by t2 equal to pi by 5 by 2 pi by 5, 5 cancel, pi cancel, so 1 by 2 is left. Therefore, t is equal to 2t1 equal to t2. The time period is 2 pi by 5 radians. So this is also a periodic signal. Similarly, used to take one more problem. What is that? X of t is equal to cos 2t plus sine root 3t. Then how you are going to take the, again omega 1 is equal to first term omega 1, second term omega 2. So therefore omega 1 is cos 2t first term, sine root 3 t second term. So in first term the value of 2 equal to omega 1. So second term the value of root 3 is omega 2. So therefore again you need to find the t1 value. t1 is equal to 2 pi by omega 1 and t2 equal to 2 pi by omega 2. Now you may take the 2 pi by, what is omega 1 value? 2. You may apply that. the omega value is 2, so therefore 2 pi by 2 equal to pi, and similarly t2 2 pi by root 3. So again you may take the t1 by t2 ratio and pi by 2 pi by root 3, so pi cancel, root 3 by 2 we will got it. The ratio of the two time periods is not the ratio of two integer values, so that the signal is not a periodic, that is called the aperiodic signal. Okay, so this is the difference between periodic and aperiodic. This is the procedure to find the signal, whether the signal is a periodic or aperiodic or non-periodic signals. Okay, so now the another one more problem is there. So what is that? X of t is equal to 2 plus sine 2t, 2 periodic for all t, then the sine 2t omega is equivalent to the 2 here, so therefore t is equal to 2 pi by omega, 2 pi by 2, that is equal to pi. The given signal is a periodic with the time period of pi, so therefore here this is the how we are going to draw the signal waveform is like this. This is for t, for all t, which is equal to 2 first one, and second the sine 2t is there, but here the time period is pi, so therefore minus pi by 2 to plus pi by 2, used to take the time period here, so therefore 0 to pi, 0 to minus pi, like this. So this is an odd signal because it is a sine function, so therefore x of t is equal to minus x of minus t, so you may note like this, and it should be multiplied to the first function. What is that function? Here 2 is there, so therefore you may draw that the which will be restored at the 2 instead of 0, which it will come 2, and here you may take the same sine waveform is aligning on the 2 second value of the 2 units axis, and the phase you say that the minus pi by 2, pi by 2, pi and minus pi, like this. So this is about the given problem solution. Now we will need to go for the another problem. X of t is equal to u of t plus sine 4t. Similarly you take the first one is the unit step function for the multiplying with the 2, so therefore unit step function means the same, it should be start at the 0 level and which is going on up to the infinite time. So therefore you may take what is the amplitude here, 2 into 1 is equal to 2, therefore 2 u of t. So similarly you say that the sine ut is there, or sine 4t sine ut is there, you say that so what is the value here, so which is the sine function is there, so therefore 2 u of t plus sine 4t, you say that this is the sine 4t, you say, so therefore this is the sine function, this is the 2 u of t, both will be combined here, just will get the results is in negative side same, because there is no value here for the negative side for the unit step function. So but here only 2 ut plus sine 4t, this is the resultant equation. 2 u of t is a non-periodic signal, so sum of a non-periodic and periodic signal is always a non-periodic. This is a non-periodic absolutely, okay, because the given function is a non-periodic signal. So now one more example, just you have to see this. X of n is equivalent to the sine square of 2 pi n by 3 plus cos of 2 pi n by 5. You take it as just sine 2 pi n by 3. In this way, just you have to compare with the equation n1 is equal to 2 pi m by omega naught. So from that relation, you have to comparing the given function, which is a 2 pi n by 3 is equivalent to the 2 pi m by omega naught. So therefore 2 pi m by 2 pi by 3. So what is 2 pi gets cancelled, so 3m is left, and at m is equal to 1, n1 is equal to 3. Similarly, signal is a periodic with the 3 samples. Similarly, second function, you say that the cos 2 pi n by 5, n is equal to 2 pi m by omega naught. So same similarly, here 2 pi m by 5 is the omega naught. So therefore 2 pi m by 2 pi m by 5, 2 pi by 5, 2 pi gets cancelled, the 5m is left. So what is the value at m is equal to 1, n2 equal to 5, 5 samples. So therefore signal is a periodic with the 5 samples here. So the ratio of the two n1 and n2 is 3 by 5. Since it is the ratio of the two integers, x of n is a periodic with the time period. So therefore n is equal to 5 n1 or 3 n2. So therefore what is the n value actually here? 15 generally. Now you used to take generally x of n is equal to cos n by 6 and cos n pi by 6, you say that. So therefore here cos a cos b, what is the formula? 2 multiply and division. For example, 2 cos a cos b. 2 cos a cos b means cos of a plus b plus cos a minus b whole by 2. That is the actual formula. So the same formula you are applying here. Cos a cos b is equal to 1 by 2 into of cos of a plus b plus cos a minus b. So you say that a is you say n pi by 6, b is the n by 6, you say that. So you may apply the both equation in that equation. So cos of n pi by 6 plus n by 6 plus of cos of n pi by 6 minus n by 6 whole bracket close by 2, and again half is common. Cos of so n by 6, n is common here, just you say that, or n by 6 is common. So cos of n by 6 into pi plus 1, first one, plus cos of n by 6 into pi minus 1, like this. So now again you will take the, what is the first one, omega naught. So that is a pi plus 1 by 6 in this equation. So therefore n1 is equal to 2 pi m by omega naught, omega 1, n2 equal to 2 pi m by omega 2. In that equation 2 pi m by pi, what is the pi plus 1 by 6 and n2 equal to 2 pi m by pi minus 1 by 6. So therefore 2 pi m by pi plus 1, because here what we have actually, so 6 will be turned to the numerator side, say 6 into 2 equal to 12, 12 pi m by pi plus 1, that is n1, n2 equal to 12 pi m by pi minus 1. Now you may take the ratio of the n1 and n2, then 12 pi m, 12 pi m both will be cancelled, and n1 by n2 equal to pi minus 1 by pi plus 1. The ratio is not a ratio of the integers, so that the given equation, given function is a non-periodic or aperiodic signal. Now we will take one more example for this. This is the x of n is equal to 1 plus e power j 2 pi n by 3 minus e power j 4 pi n by 7. So here used to take, first the one is a constant, no problem about that, but you take the function e power j 2 pi n by 3, which is equal to e power j theta 1, you say that. From this relation, what we are observing in this equation is generally used to take n1 is equal to 2 pi m by 2 pi by 3 here, because the 2 pi by 3 is there, e power j 2 pi m by 3 is there, 2 pi by 3 is the omega naught here. So therefore 2 pi m by 2 pi by 3, therefore the 3m we got it, where at m is equal to 1, then the samples n1 equal to 3. In the similarly the second function e power j4 pi n by 7, this is called the e power j theta 2. So therefore n2 you need to find it, that is the 2 pi m by 4 pi by 7, because the 4 pi by 7 is there, e power j 4 pi by 7 into n. So 4 pi by 7 is called the omega naught, so therefore you may apply here, then you will get the 7m by 2. At this moment the value of m is equal to 2, then you will get the samples n2 equal to 7. So from that equation n1 by n2 equal to 3 by 7 is there, the ratio of the two integers Hence the signal is a periodic with a time period, right? So therefore n is equal to 7n1 equal to the 3n2. So therefore what is the total samples? You say that here 7 into 3, 21 samples is there. Okay. So now this is about the periodic and aperiodic signals. The n number of examples, near about 20 problems we did. It's a very good practice to you. Definitely you may solve the problem while any question will come in examinations, either final examination or mid, whatever it may be. Okay. So now we'll coming to the next characteristic is the energy and the power signals. You know, if what is the energy and what is the power signals, what is the relation between them? Already know that in electric circuit theory. So you say that the power and the energy both will be the interlinking, because the power is relates with the current and voltages. If you're coming to that, the voltage relation V square by R equivalent to the power, or I square R equal to power. That means with relates with the resistance compulsory. If the resistance is there, then the current will flow through that, whether it is there or not, and the power should be dissipated in resistance only, right? So therefore, if a continuous and a discrete time signals are x of t and x of n, then the energy and power signals are defined as, for the continuous signals, continuous time signals, you say that x of t, for this condition, E is equal to minus infinite to plus infinite, x of t whole square into dt. For that, the power signal limit t tends to infinity in the 1 by 2 pi integral of 1 by 2 t integral of minus t to plus t x of t whole square into dt. So this is for this the continuous time signal. For the discrete time signal, x of n is there. So therefore here the sigma n tends to minus infinity to plus infinity, x of n whole square. But here you say that the power signal, how we are going to take here is limit n tends to infinity, 1 by 2n plus 1 sigma n is equal to minus n to the plus n into x of n whole square. This is the main energy and the power signals for the continuous and the discrete time signals. What is how you are going to define the energy signal? This is very important. If a signal's energy is finite and the power is zero, the condition, if the signal energy is infinite, then the power is zero, then that signal is called the energy signal. That means somewhat finite energy, somewhat value will be there. That energy, that signal is called the energy signal, and at the but for that signal the power is zero. This type of signal is called the energy signal. So therefore E is always less than infinitive. Infinitive means we cannot measure what is the value and all, it is imagined. But you say that somewhat the value will be there, that is called the finite. So therefore E is the finite and P is the infinite. P is the zero. For this type of signal is called the energy signal. And you say that the power signal. What is the power signal? If a signal's energy is infinite and the power is finite. Previously what happened? Energy is finite and the power is zero. But now energy is infinite. You cannot imagine. Infinite. So, and the power is finite. Then that type of signal is called the power signal. So therefore E is equal to infinite and P is less than infinitive. So previously E is less than infinitive and the power is zero, but here E is equal to infinite, E tends to infinite and P less than infinity, and that means the finite value will be there. This is the major difference between the energy and the power signals, and we are going to talk about the what are the problems for verifying whether it is a power or energy signals like that in the subsequent topic. And now note it first. All periodic signals are the power signals. All non-periodic signals, time-bounded signals are the energy signals. That means all periodic signals are the power signals, and all non-periodic time-bounded signals are the energy signals. All non-periodic and time unbounded signals are not a power, not energy signals. That means the total concept is the periodic signals all are the power signals and aperiodic signals all are the energy signals. But it have condition, that is the time bounded signal. Non-periodic time bounded signals are energy signals, but the non-periodic and the time unbounded signals are neither power or energy signals, not a power, neither not power and not energy signals. Okay, so that means you may understand this. All periodic signals are power, energy signals only aperiodic signals with the time bounded, but aperiodic with the time unbounded signals are not a power and not energy signals. Now, we'll come in to verify whether the unit step, unit ramp, unit parabolic, unit impulse, continuous and discrete time signals are the power or energy signals. This is a good example for the understanding purpose. Just will take what is the unit step function. Generally used take unit step function, it may be start from 0, the signal is high, up to 0 level, I mean the up to the 0 axis, it may consider only no value, that is 0 value, and when it start the 0 axis, then it comes to the maximum value 1. The value 1 should be extended to the infinite time. So here from that u of t equal to 1 for t is always greater than or equal to 0 and 0 for t is less than 0. So in this connection, just to have to observe what is the energy signal, already know that minus infinite to plus infinity and given function whole square into dt. So therefore minus infinite to plus infinity u of t whole square into dt. Now you may take a definite integral minus infinite to 0 and 0 to infinity separation. So in this u of t whole square minus infinite to plus 0 into minus infinite to 0 u of t whole square into dt plus 0 to infinity u of t whole square into dt. So now 0 to infinity is left only, that is first term comes to 0 because there is no value, because less than t equal to 0 is 0. So their first term is vanished. In the second term u of t is equal to 1. So therefore 0 to infinity 1 square into dt. So that is equal to 0 to infinity to dt, that's equal to infinity. So energy should be infinite. Then what about this? The signal is a power signal actually. If it is infinite, energy is infinite, then it is a power signal. Already know that the condition. Now we will take the limit t tends to infinity 1 by 2t integral minus t to t u of t whole square into dt. And similarly, you may apply that limit t tends to infinity 1 by 2t definite integral minus t to 0 plus 0 to t. Then we will apply that limit t tends to infinity 1 by 2t into of integral of 0 to t 1 square into dt, which is again 1 by 2t into t cancel, that's equivalent to the 1 by 2. So therefore as E is equal to infinite, then the power is equal to finite value, that is less than infinity, then the unit step signal is a power signal. This is about the verification of the signal, whether it is energy or the power. Try to understand this, it's a very important. Now we'll coming to this. This is the x of t is equal to t and 0, where it is a t is greater than or equal to 0 and 0 for the t is less than 0. So for the energy signal, you say that the minus infinite to plus infinity r of t whole square into dt, which is equivalent to the minus infinite to 0 plus 0 to infinity, again r of t whole square into dt. So what is r of t actually? This is r of t is here, x of t, what they were given function actually, that is t, where 0 to t value, I mean greater than 0, greater than or equal to 0. So therefore you may take minus infinite to plus infinite r of t whole square, which is equivalent to the minus infinite to plus 0 and 0 to infinity. This is the definite integral bifurcation. Then you will take the minus infinite to 0 equal to 0, because they are given in a problem itself, it is less than t equal to 0, the function equal to 0. Therefore, first term is vanished and we will left only second term, then 0 to infinitive r of t whole square into dt. So, therefore, 0 to infinitive t square into dt. What is the t square integration? X power n into dx is equivalent to the x power n plus 1 by n plus 1. The same thing should be replica here. Therefore, t cube by 3, which is in between infinity to 0. So, therefore, answer is infinitive. Then energy infinite, when the energy is equivalent to the infinitive, then the power is finite generally. Again, we will see that what is happened in this problem. If we will take limit t tends to infinitive, power signal 1 by 2t minus t to t r of t whole square into dt. So, again the definite integral you are applying here, 1 by 2t into f integral 0 to t t square into dt. So, therefore, t cube by 3 t to 0, then limit t tends to infinity 1 by 2t into f t cube by 3. Therefore, t square by 6 is left. So, which is the t tends to infinitive, therefore, the signal is infinitive. This is the non-periodic signal with unbounded. Okay. Now, if it has infinitive, then the signal neither the power of nor energy. Now, we will take p of t is equal to t square by 2, where t is greater than or equal to 0 and 0 for t is less than 0. So, what has happened here? The same, E equal to infinitive and P equal to infinitive, neither energy nor the power signal, right? And similarly, you say that the del of t equal to 1, which is t is greater than t equal to 0 and 0 for t is not equal to 0. So, in this connection, E is equivalent to the minus infinite to plus infinite del of t whole square into dt. So, therefore, you may take the minus infinite to plus infinite del of t into dt, which is equal to 1. So, now the power signal, how you are going to take power signal? Limit t tends to infinitive 1 by 2t integral minus t to plus t del of t whole square into dt. So, again limit t tends to infinitive 1 by 2t my integral of minus t to 0, or you say that the 2 or 3 limits you are taking to the account. So, here minus t to sigma plus sigma to 0 plus 0 plus to okay, minus t to 0 minus plus 0 minus to 0 plus 0 plus to t. So, therefore, in this connection, this is the impulse function. Only at exactly 0 level it can have the maximum value, rest of sides is 0. Then you will take the limit t tends to infinity 1 by 2t into of 1, which is equivalent to the, so 1 by t, 1 by 2t is left. T tends to infinity means the value equal to 0. Then it is the energy signal. What impulse function is the energy signal. And now the u of n is equal to, this is a discrete time signal. In discrete time signal, you say that u of n is equal to 1 for n is greater than 0, 0 for n is less than 0. Sigma minus infinite to plus infinite u of n whole square. And you may apply minus infinite to 0 u of n whole square plus 0 to infinity u of n whole square. So, similarly, you used to take only at the 0 level it have the maximum signal. So, you may take 0 plus sigma 0 to infinity of 1, which is equal to infinity. So, P is equal to limit n tends to infinity 1 by 2n plus 1 sigma n is equal to minus n to plus n u of n whole square. So, again you rewrite this, you have to substitute the values and you will get the results is 1 by 2 here, but the energy is in infinitive and the power is finite. So, that signal is called the power signal. So, you may do like this. This is the problems for the identification of power or energy signal. Okay. So, in next class we will continue the rest of things. Thank you very much.